Right now, as you're watching this video, 95% of your brain activity is happening outside of your conscious awareness. You think you're in control of your choices, your emotions, and your behavior, but the truth is, you're mostly just watching the show. Welcome to Mind Echo, where we explore the science of the mind, the mysteries of the brain, and the hidden forces that shape who you are. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and humbling topics in all of psychology, the subconscious mind. What it is, how it works, and how it's been quietly running your life from the very beginning. Imagine an iceberg. The tip you can see above the water, that's your conscious mind. It's the part that reads these words, makes deliberate decisions, and holds a conversation. It feels like everything, but it's only about 5 to 10% of your total mental activity. Beneath the surface lies the massive, invisible bulk, the subconscious mind. This is where your habits live, your deeply held beliefs, your automatic emotional responses, your earliest memories, your survival instincts, everything that makes you you without you ever having to think about it. The psychologist Sigmund Freud was one of the first to map this territory over a century ago. While many of his specific theories have been challenged and revised, his core insight has proven remarkably accurate. Most of what drives human behavior is hidden from our conscious awareness. Modern neuroscience has confirmed this in stunning ways. Research by neuroscientist Benjamin Libet showed that the brain begins preparing an action, firing neurons, building momentum, a full half-second before a person consciously decides to do it. Think about what that means. Your brain is making decisions before your conscious mind even knows it's happening. So where does this massive, invisible system come from? How is it built? The answer starts before you can even remember. From birth until roughly the age of 7, the human brain operates primarily in a low-frequency brainwave state called theta. This is the same state that hypnotherapists induce in adults because it makes the mind highly receptive to suggestion, almost like a recording device with no filter. During these first years of life, your subconscious is being programmed constantly. Every time a parent said you were not good enough, or money is hard to come by, or life is dangerous, that message was recorded. Every time you were rewarded for a certain behavior, or punished for another, the pattern was stored. Not as a memory you can consciously access and examine, but as a deep, automatic program that runs in the background of your life, shaping your reactions, your relationships, and your self-concept for decades to come. This is why childhood experiences have such a profound impact on adult psychology. It's not just that they happened, it's that they happened during a critical window when the subconscious was most open and most vulnerable.
One of the most powerful functions of the subconscious mind is habit formation, and understanding this mechanism can literally change your life. Here's how it works. Every time you perform an action, whether it's brushing your teeth, reaching for your phone, or reacting with anxiety in a social situation, your brain is creating and strengthening neural pathways. Think of it like walking through a field of tall grass. The first time, you have to push through, but the more you walk that same path, the clearer and easier it becomes. Eventually, it becomes a road, and then a highway. The basal ganglia, a structure deep in the brain, is largely responsible for this process. It takes behaviors that require conscious effort and attention, and over time converts them into automatic routines. This is brilliant design. It frees up your conscious mind to focus on new challenges, while the subconscious handles the familiar ones on autopilot. The problem? It works just as efficiently for bad habits as for good ones. Smoking, procrastination, negative self-talk, emotional eating. These aren't character flaws. They are subconsciously automated programs. And like any program, they can be rewritten, but only if you understand the architecture. Have you ever had a strong emotional reaction to something? A smell, a song, a tone of voice that felt completely out of proportion to the situation? That's your subconscious mind speaking. The amygdala, the brain's emotional processing center, has a remarkable ability to attach strong emotions to memories and sensory experiences. This system evolved to keep us alive. If you touched a hot stove and burned yourself, your brain made sure you'd never forget it. That emotional tagging is a survival mechanism. But it doesn't distinguish between physical danger and emotional pain. A childhood experience of humiliation, rejection, or abandonment can be tagged with the same intensity as a life-threatening event. And decades later, when a situation vaguely resembles that original experience, even just a tone of voice or a look on someone's face, the subconscious fires that old alarm. Your heart races, your defenses go up. You react not to the person in front of you, but to the ghost of someone from your past. This is what therapists call being triggered. And it's why so much of relationship conflict, social anxiety, and emotional reactivity in adults traces back to experiences from childhood or early trauma. You're not overreacting, you're subconsciously replaying. Your brain receives approximately 11 million bits of information every single second, but your conscious mind can only process about 40 to 50 bits per second. So how does the brain decide what to pay attention to? Enter the Reticular Activating System, or RAS. This small but powerful cluster of neurons acts as the brain's filter. It scans the incoming flood of sensory data and selects what reaches your conscious awareness based on one key criterion: what your subconscious has been programmed to consider important. This is why when you buy a new car, you suddenly see that exact model everywhere on the road. The cars were always there. Your filter simply wasn't tuned to notice them. Now it is. The same principle applies to opportunities, evidence, and experiences in your life. If your subconscious is programmed with the belief that you're not lucky, or that good things don't happen to you, your RAS will literally filter out evidence to the contrary. You will walk past opportunities without seeing them. You will unconsciously focus on the data that confirms your existing belief. And if you reprogram that filter, you start noticing things you never noticed before. The world doesn't change, your perception of it does. And since our perception is our reality, everything changes.
Few phenomena demonstrate the power of the subconscious mind more clearly than the placebo effect. In clinical trials around the world, patients who receive sugar pills with zero active medication regularly experience real, measurable improvements in their conditions. Their pain decreases, their blood pressure drops, their symptoms diminish. Their bodies are responding not to chemistry, but to belief. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined or deeply believed. When a patient believes they have received powerful medicine, the brain begins producing its own chemicals, endorphins, dopamine, even immune system activators, as if the medicine were real. Neuroscientist Joe Dispenza has documented extraordinary cases of people healing from serious illnesses through meditation, visualization, and belief change alone. These aren't miracles, they are demonstrations of the body following the mind's instructions. The implications are profound. If your subconscious is running programs of fear, limitation, and unworthiness, your biology is responding to that. Your stress hormones are elevated. Your immune system is suppressed. Your energy is depleted. The mind-body connection is not a metaphor, it is physiology. So how do you change programs that you can't directly access? That's the million-dollar question, and fortunately, science has some answers. The first and most powerful method is repetition. Because the subconscious was built through repeated experience, it can be rebuilt through repeated new experience. This is the foundation of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself throughout life. Consistent practice over time creates new neural highways. Old ones fade from disuse. The second method is emotional intensity. Experiences charged with strong emotion are encoded more deeply and rapidly into the subconscious. This is why a single traumatic event can reprogram you instantly, and why practices that combine positive emotion with new beliefs, like visualization or gratitude, can accelerate change. The third method is working in theta states, the same low-frequency brainwave state the subconscious is most active in. This happens naturally in the moments just before sleep and just after waking. Using these windows to focus on affirmations, intentions, or visualizations gives them direct access to the subconscious, bypassing the critical conscious filter that normally blocks new programming. Meditation, hypnotherapy, and deep breath work also induce these states deliberately. They are not mystical practices, they are access points to the subconscious operating system. Your subconscious mind is not your enemy. It is an extraordinarily sophisticated system that has been protecting you and guiding you since the moment you were born. But it is running on old software, programs written in childhood, shaped by experience and never consciously examined. The first step to changing your life is understanding that most of it isn't being lived consciously at all. And that awareness alone, that moment of seeing the program, is where the reprogramming begins. You are not your patterns. You are not your automatic reactions. You are not the story your subconscious has been telling you. You are the awareness behind all of it, and that makes you far more powerful than you've been programmed to believe. Thank you for watching Mind Echo. If this video gave you something to think about, subscribe for more explorations of the mind, the brain, and the hidden forces that shape the human experience. See you in the next one.